the name of the store is Diamond Outlet. We specialize in diamonds. That's our forte. And we historically, back in the 80s and early 90s, sold ideal diamonds. And people could see the difference back in the 80s, if you think about it, between an ideal cut diamond and a commercial cut. And with their unaided eye, they could see which diamond was more brilliant. Well, with the evolution of technology and more manufacturers using the same type of equipment, it's becoming harder and harder and has become extremely challenging for the consumer to see the difference between two different diamonds. And this is one of the challenges that we saw in our store. Well, while I was working in New York and handling large chain accounts throughout the country, I got involved with a project, and here was the project. We said, how can we come up with a round diamond that has value added that the consumer can see with their unaided eye? If you go back to the late 90s, there were a lot of fancy cut diamonds, but there was nobody really working on a round because it's very challenging. And we said, well, wait a second. The most important diamond for the manufacturer, the most important diamond for your store is the round. That's where the majority of sales are. And again, if I say something that you would like clarification on or that you don't necessarily understand or agree with, please interrupt me because we will, we'll elaborate on this. But I use this visual right here, and it's in the manual. Everything that will discuss this morning is basically available in the manual as far as a sales tool. Historically, diamonds were, here's a piece of rough. Historically, diamonds were cut this way. They were cut to maximize yield. Because if you're paying the same for the piece of rough, why would one want to cut an ideally shaped diamond and get this return on your investment when you could get this return on your investment if they're both sold for the same price? So my mother, who works in the store, is 70 years old, and her selling experience, primarily over history, was with selling a diamond that was cut this way. Again, as I mentioned, my wife Helen, a graduate of the GIA, her understanding of diamonds was more in what is a perfectly cut diamond as it relates to proportions and symmetry and polish and light performance. Well, the trade started evaluating this diamond so that we as manufacturers could charge a higher price. Why did we need to charge a higher price? Well, we were losing more of our rough. So therefore it was costing us more to cut this diamond. And again, the only reason to cut a diamond like this is if it has better return of light and the light performance. And more, there was more technology development in our industry that showed proportions, symmetry, polish, different dynamics that showed that this was an ideal, an AGS 000, a GIA ideal. So basically, here's what we're talking about. So with the Star 129, every one of our diamonds is cut ideally. Ideally so that it refracts light properly. We do not compromise the theories and the proportions of Tukowski. What we did do, however, this is a Star 129, this is a 58 facet. Through tremendous experimentation, we started this process in 2000. I've been involved with it every step of the way. What we did do was experimented, and we added facets, we played with proportions, we played with angles, we touched and played, experimented is a better word, with every dynamic of a diamond, of a round diamond, and how to get a better performing product. And through extensive testing, our conclusion was you do not compromise the proportions of the diamond, the Tukowski formula. There's really minimal benefit to adding facets to the crown, because if you think about it, light is going in. So anything that impedes light, you're not refracting off of those angles. So you're really not getting a brilliance factor as it relates to adding facets to the crown. What we did was we added all our additional facets, 71, to the pavilion. And ultimately, what has happened if, I guess, Richard, Leon, you're buying the diamonds, if you're looking to buy a 58 facet diamond, and it's an SI family, if you're like most buyers that I know, you're looking for that inclusion to be between the edge of the table and the girdle. Fair statement? Why? Because that's where the diamond, the 58 facet, is most brilliant, and the inclusion is concealed. Well, what we've done, by, as you can analyze here, is that we have added the facets all the way down and basically broken one long pavilion facet into 3 different sections lengthwise, and then divided it in half with additional facets. So basically what we have done is made the whole diamond on the Star 129 look as brilliant as the area between the edge of the table and the girdle on a 58 facet. Does that make sense? And the great thing about this is that the consumer can see the value added without, as we say in the manual, without any additional lighting, without any explanation from you as a sales associate, or any viewing device. The consumer can see the value added with their unaided eye. And that is the crucial part of Star 129.